Hello PHS, I'm Drake Henderson.
And I'm Garrison Branscombe.
And this is PHS Student News. Students interested in ordering a tux for prom. Michelle Red will be here on March 6th to take orders. You must have a $25 deposit and the tux will be delivered on April 5th.
Seniors, the first selector scholarship is now available. The deadline is April 3rd. You can find the application on Ms. Tolly's website or the first selector website.
Any sophomore who is interested in taking public speaking for college credit next year also needs to see Ms. Tolly by February 28th to sign up.
Now to Cody and Clayton, and they'll be taking us out to the weather garden for this weekend's weather update.
Thanks, Garrison. Me and Cody are out here in the weather garden because the weather is beautiful. Cody will tell you about the weekend weather.
Friday will be high of 72 and low of 47. And Saturday will be high of 65 and low of 45. And Sunday will be high of 73, low of 30. You liking this weather, Clayton?
This weather's beautiful.
Yeah.
Except for those rain clouds.
There's rain clouds out here right now.
Yeah.
They have plowed out the garden and there's dirt on top of it now. You see the flowers growing around it, but not in it. Well, there's your wicked weather. Have a great weekend, PHS.
So this week on sports, I'm joined by my colleague Chandler Rowland, and he's going to answer some questions for us. So if you didn't know, the senior high basketball boys have made it to regionals this year for the second year in a row. And so, Chandler, can you tell us who we're playing in regionals?
Charleston, I think it is.
Okay, and so I've heard that Charleston has a superstar player on their team. Do you know anything about that?
No.
All right. So, coming out Wednesday night, what is your game plan?
To win.
All right, so what are you going to do defensively to shut down their superstar player, if that is that they have one?
Just guard him. I mean, it's not what you can do.
And offensively, you plan on dropping a lot of points, or are you going to go for assists?
I just want to win, whatever it takes.
All right, so that was Chandler and his thoughts on regionals this year.
On next.
All right, so next we have Drake Henderson, and he also plays for the senior high boys basketball team, if you didn't already know. So Drake's going to answer some questions about regionals. So Drake, Charleston has some pretty big players on their team, I've heard, and they have 33, who's quite the aggressive player. How do you plan on handling him and stopping him?
Well, with a guy like that, he's going to blow you over, so just say your feet, draw a charge, get him out of the game.
Right. So you're a big guy, so obviously you're always at the basket getting rebounds. So do you plan on having more rebounds or more points Wednesday night?
Either way, as long as we get the win, I don't really care, but if rebounds what we need, that's what I'm going to get.
And what is your mindset going into the game Wednesday?
Going out there, going to kick some butt and take names.
Right. All right, so that was Drake and his thoughts on regionals. I'm here with Garrison Branscombe, and he's going to answer some questions about regionals for us. So Garrison, as a star player on Perryville's senior high team, are you going to try to lead the team to a victory Wednesday night, and how hard will it be?
I think it'll be a tough game, but I think we're all going to come ready to play and play as a cohesive unit and get a win.
Cohesive, I like that word. All right, so offensively, points and assists, how many are you going for?
Nothing specifically, just whatever my team needs to help us get a win.
All right, so I hear Charleston has a superstar player. So defensively, is there anything you're going to do to try to shut him down?
Yeah, they have solid players, but we're just going to play them straight up and hope that we play good defense.
All right, so do you have any words that you would say to Charleston for Wednesday night's game?
They might be needing some of that. Oh my gosh.
Charleston's going to be wiping their tears after Wednesday night.
here with Jacob. He's going to give us some more information about Heifer.
All right. It's nice to meet you guys. I've been here for 10 years. Started as a volunteer and have been employed here with Heifer for the past decade. Our mission is to educate and to help folks understand a little more about global hunger and poverty, also how that affects folks here at home in the United States and specifically here in Arkansas, and then how Heifer works with local farmers to alleviate that hunger and poverty by creating a sustainable and resilient livelihood. So those 3 words are pretty heavy words, but I think we can walk through that idea. So what does sustainable mean to you?
I have no idea.
All right. So if you're running a herd of cows and you run them on the same area of land every day, all day, is that sustainable?
Probably not.
All right. You're right. It's not sustainable. So this may seem simple, but actually in a lot of methods, it's really important. And we do something called rotational grazing. And that's one of the things we do here at the ranch. It's one of the things that we also train and make sure that is done throughout all of our projects with folks that are raising cattle. So that's a small thing. The idea of being resilient. What does resilient mean?
Like not stopping.
Yeah, resilient. Like it means you can bounce back. Like, so you have a football team that's down by 40 points, but yet they come back. Would you call that football team resilient?
Definitely.
Heck yeah. I've seen Perry County football. I mean, it's pretty resilient. I mean, if anything, it's resilient, right?
Right.
So you got sustainable, you got resilient, and then you have this word livelihood. Livelihood, what would that mean to you? What do you think?
Like the way of life.
Yeah, like your way of life. So livelihood for what we're looking at is sort of like the ability to make a living. So if I told you today that you could have a farm and make your living off of it, would you be interested in that?
Yes, full force, yeah.
Yeah, you could live in the country, you could live out here in beautiful Perry County and, you know, have a decent vehicle, have a nice house, provide health care for your family and, you know, maybe even help your kids with college and whatnot. So that's our goal. That's Heifer's goal, is that farmers, local small farmers, could do that for their families. And sort of that's the end of what we would like to do here. And how we get there is we teach folks first about the problems. So my friend Ken sort of went through the history of Heifer and what all we've done. The new Heifer, or how we're moving into the future, is to make sure that all of our projects, we're giving animals, but we're also giving the training so that folks can raise those animals and make a living income off those animals. So more folks can live in the country, and more folks can enjoy that living in the country. And that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions about it?
I think you pretty much summed it all up right there. That was good.
Well, thanks for letting me interview you too. That's
No
sort
problem.
of one of the things we do here. A quick other plug is the ranch is open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. The visitor center is always open. It's free. You're welcome to come here with your family or friends. Stop by the visitor center, say hello, go for a walking tour around the ranch. If we don't have anyone in our global village, you're welcome to walk down there and see it as well. We do programming though as well. We do field trips that a lot of your schools have been to before. Those are half-day programs. We do overnight experiences where you actually spend a night in our global village and you walk in the footsteps of those that have less. Our global village has different homes from different countries and or situations. The programs are overnight programs. If you're interested in any of this, check us out on the website, heifer.org/what-you-can-do, or just look up heifer.org, or you can always just call us directly here in Perryville, 501-889-5124.
I think we'll definitely be back. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, boss. Y'all have a good day.
There is room to live, if only the driver had stayed in the car.
That was true in every rollover crash we investigated, every single one. This Hummer didn't hold up well in a high-speed rollover. Front and back ends literally sheared off, but just look at the cage that could have protected the driver.
For the driver who was not wearing a seatbelt, there may well have been room to live.
How about this pickup? No seatbelt for the driver. He flew out the window.
Look at all of this room around me. The cab of this pickup is largely intact. This is room to live.
In Faribault, we come to see one car, but the owner of Glenn's Towing, Don Rasmussen, has got more for us than that, like a lot of experience.
I've been here for 40-some years, so I've seen a lot of accidents.
The wisdom that comes with that.
A lot of times friends will come and look at the car, you know, and say, man, I told her she's supposed to wear a seatbelt.
And not one, but 2 cars to show us. This is the first. A young mother died when the car rolled and she was pitched out.
But look, if she'd stayed inside, she probably wouldn't even have bumped her head. There's room to live.
It is a short walk to the second car.
Same type of situation, except that it was a straightaway road, but he lost control. Went in the ditch, flipped her over a couple times, I'd say.
The damage to the 2 cars is nearly identical.
Inside, there is plenty of room to live. And guess what? This driver did. Why? He was wearing a seatbelt.
I saw no injuries at all. You know, he was walking around out there.
And the contrast between these 2 crashes says it all.
This one here was just a few days ago.
So when you look at this and you look at that, what do you think?
If only. If only. Buckle up.
If only. 2 of the most painful words a family can utter. Buckle up. 2 of the most powerful. Brianna Reamer's family has said them all.
We always taught her, wear your seatbelt.
This is what the inside of Brianna's car looks like. If she had stayed seatbelted inside, she probably would have bumped her head, but there is plenty of room to live. Instead, she was thrown partway out the back window, and the car landed on top of her.
One time it all takes, you know. I tell the kids that you let your guard down one time and the messenger of misery will jump right on your back.
Only the misery is not your own.
Someday I wanted to walk her down the aisle when she was getting married, not walk her down the aisle in a casket.
If only
There is room to live.
she had buckled up.
There's room to live.
If only
Room to live.
any of them had.
There's definitely room to live. Room to live.
Room to live.
I've often said that if people saw what I've seen, they'd wear a seatbelt every time. Now you've seen it. If you want more information on the importance of wearing seatbelts, go to myfox9.com, click on News, and then on The Investigators. I'm Trish Van Pilsum for the Fox 9 Investigators.
All right, thanks, Trish. Well, up next.
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard, looking down, seeing stars. 90210.